Ziggy, I think I got something to say to you. Good morning. You have found NH Unscripted. I am your Rod Stewart lookalike host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Icelandic conditions of WKXL Studios in Concord. For those of you who still own radio, you can find us at 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. Those are both in the Concord area. And 101.9 FM in Manchester for all you angels down there. And you know what? For those of you who only live by URLs, we can be found at www.nhtalkradio.com. All right, get that business out of the way. In studio with me this morning is Andrew Gibson. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Ray.
Before we go too far, I have to thank my sponsors, LRFence.com. Lakes Region Fence in Guilford. God, I love those guys, and I love the work they do. Listen, you want a great date night? Here's what you do. Turn on the lava lamp, warm up the waterbed, put on the incense, and then you and your beautiful, whoever it would happen to be, nestle on down and pull up the covers and go out to lrfence.com and spend the next few hours looking at fence porn. Oh, my God. It's a night made in heaven. You will be the talk of the party, I am telling you. Think of all the great things you'll find out there. I'm telling you, they do great work. Matt and his crew do unbelievable great work. And you know what? There's a link out there, lrfence.com, where you can get a free estimate, and they will actually call you back. Yeah. Hello, plumbers. Hello, look. Are you guys listening to me? They call you back. They will actually reach out. All right. We love Matt. We love Lakes Region Fence in Guilford. LRFence.com. LRFence.com for the hottest date you'll ever have. Take it from me. I'm a pro. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Andrew.
Hello.
Yeah. Happy to be here.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, wait. I got something for you.
Oh, okay.
I cannot let this go by. I brought treats. Look. Necco wafers and what is this? Laffy Taffy.
Oh, look at that.
Which one would you like?
I'm actually all set, but thank you.
Shut up. Seriously?
Yeah.
You don't need a sugar fit? He's drinking
good.
a half a gallon of iced coffee. It's like 10 degrees outside, and he's okay? Turning down Necco wafers. All right. You know, you want to be on the cutting edge.
Like so.
Oh, I see. So you just stick with meth. Brother, I am so glad you're here. I have kind of looked at your little resume there, or whatever it is you post online periodically, and I have real great questions. Tell me your story first of all. How are you New Hampshire native?
Yes.
Okay. How did you get hooked on theater, entertainment in general? And how have you continued it? What's happening? I'm going to need a Necco wafer for you.
So basically, my theater journey basically just started kind of as an accident and I just need a credit to graduate high school.
Hang on, choked on a Necco wafer.
Those things will kill you. So yeah, I mean, I was a junior in high school, and I needed a credit. I knew I was going to need like some outside of the normal credits to graduate. So I took a theater class thinking it would be just an easy score, easy credit, skate on by.
They offered you acting as a course in.
Yeah, so I went to John Stark and Ware, which those who don't know, at least when I was there, John Stark was a pretty artsy school. So like the arts programs were really strong back then. I think they're still strong now. I haven't heard anything in a long time, but yeah, my junior year I went into a theater class, acting 101, and figured, this I'll just read some plays, ace a few tests, it'll be easy. And the theater teacher I had back then, she was a former New York actress. From way back when. And
Helen Mirren?
No, God, no. I wish. Also, why would she be in where? That makes
I have no
sense.
idea. I throw it out there.
But no, so she saw something in myself and a few others, and she just kind of had an eye for certain things. And she's like, "Have you ever thought about auditioning for like a musical or something like that?" And I chuckled at first. I kind of laughed at the idea, and said, "You know what? Why not?" So I auditioned for Clue the musical, and yeah. I think you know where I'm going with this. So I got the role of Mr. Green.
Huh.
And it was actually a lot of fun. I mean, the music's not great. The music in that show is not great. But the concept of the show is very fun. And had a blast doing it. And then I basically got hooked at that point. So the following year, I came back my senior year and I auditioned for Evita, got the role of Che. And at that point, I had met Clint Close because he did our music for Evita. And
He did?
Yep. He was our MD when I was in high school. So,
Love you, Clint.
Yep. So
Wow.
Shout out to Clint Close. So it's kind of his fault I'm here now. But so that's how I met Clint, and he got me plugged in with RB Productions over here in Concord. And I auditioned for Footloose for them, and I was in Grease for them.
What?
Yep.
I had no
back
idea.
when they were main stage shows, before they became like an all kids organization, they did main stage shows in the summer. Back when Ryan Brown was still running things. So I worked with Ryan on Footloose and on Grease.
Wow.
And then I kind of fell off the radar for a while. I went out to the Midwest for college and
Where?
Ministry school, believe it or not.
What?
I had a heart for teens. You know, I had a heart for teenagers and wanted to like
Ministry
help
school.
kids and stuff like that. Yeah. So
Not religious ministry.
Christian ministry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
right.
yeah, I went out there and it was good. You know, nice people out there, but it just wasn't in the cards to stay.
Where in the Midwest?
Oklahoma.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
so right on the Broken Arrow Tulsa line.
All right.
Yep. Nice area. Not a lot going on besides
Nothing. I've
shopping
been there.
and flatlands, but you know, nice people. The
I
people were
spent
very
8
nice.
years in Kansas.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, one of my best friends is from Wichita.
That's where I lived.
Yep. Lovely people, but yeah, not a lot going on.
Yeah.
But and not a lot for theater either. So there was just
Understatement.
kind of a stagnant lack of theater for about 13 years. I kind of just worked jobs and started a family, had some kids, and was still kind of missing something in my life. And then in 2017, I had heard about Joel Mercier's Christmas Carol.
Is that right?
Yep.
Really?
In 2017.
Sorry, I
had
backed
heard-
off the mic because I was chewing the neck away. Old man alert. Old man alert.
But yeah, so I heard about Joel's Christmas Carol, so I took a stab at it and got cast. And
So, wait, and that started this whirlwind? Because you've done like Phantom and...
I've never been in Phantom.
You have to.
I have not.
Don't be humble.
I've never been in Phantom.
What?
I don't know if I'd ever want to be in Phantom.
What?
I have a love-hate relationship with Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Is that a sacrilege? Can he sin like that on the radio? What are you talking about? You don't want to be in Phantom. Come on. Who's the guy from Baywatch? He did it. David Hasselhoff?
That you mean Jekyll and Hyde?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, no.
Same thing to me.
I mean,
Same thing to me. So you had all these like great roles that you've been right.
Yeah, so from
you've been on a tear.
yeah. So it started in 2017, and then it just kind of went from there. And once I got the bug, I just couldn't stop. And so I worked so I did Christmas Carol, and then I just basically bounced from company to company.
Yeah,
doing different
it
things.
seemed
So I
like it.
was
You were everywhere.
I was Lloyd Dallas and Noises Off shortly after that.
That's a great role.
And then I was, for the summer, RB Productions came back and did another main stage show. So I came back and played Bert and Mary Poppins. And then did
Phantom.
did Mamma Mia with actor singers. Played one of the dads, Bill.
Mamma Mia, one of my not all-time favorites.
Yeah, definitely not a show I would do again.
I love ABBA, the musical.
But the plot is bonkers. It just would not be a simple DNA test. Honestly, would have solved
Correct.
that entire problem.
Correct.
And then it would be just a 10-minute show.
Show
and it'd
done.
be all over. Yeah.
Show done. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll take your $50 for your ticket and see you later.
Here's a CD. You can take.
Here's the best of ABBA, Volume 2.
Oh my gosh! You hear the music. Andrew, here's your tap shoes. We're tapping our way into a commercial break because we got to pay some bills. Fire up the spam. Not the kind that comes in your email, the kind that comes in the can, because we're hungry here. Necco wafers ain't cutting it. You are listening to NH Unscripted. I am your host, Ray Dudley. In studio with me is Andrew Gibson. We are coming to you from the not overly ostentatious digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. Those are both Concord. 101.9 FM in Manchester. And you can go out to nhtalkradio.com. Not now. The world's most physical guy, but when she squeezed me tight, she nearly broke my spine. L-O-L-A. Lula. You are listening to NH Unscripted. I am your ever so happy to be out of bed host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the Himalayan-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. That's New Hampshire. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, 101.9 FM for all the beautiful souls of Manchester. And you can find this show as well as all the other ones out at nhtalkradio.com. Go there later on. You know, when you got nothing better to do and you're looking for little Jackie paper, never mind. That's for later. In studio with me is Andrew Gibson. Andrew, is it true you actually played Spiderman at one point?
I did, actually.
Tell me that story.
So... Because,
you know, when I think Spider-Man, I think 8-foot tall guy who could be a linebacker playing Spider-Man. So go ahead.
So once upon a time, I was a lot skinnier than I am now.
I doubt
very
it.
Scrawny,
lie alert, lie alert.
I have the picture to prove it.
Yeah, at birth.
We'll talk later. But no, so in my pre-Christmas Carol, so before 2017,
okay,
I was trying to find alternative ways to get back into some kind of performance.
Before the steroid days.
I have never taken drugs. That is not true.
Okay, all right.
But so I got in touch with a modeling agency.
Mm-hmm.
I submitted a few photos, and when they brought me in, turns out I was not attractive enough to be a model.
What?
But
I'm attracted to you.
I'm flattered, truly. But I was, in good enough shape that they had a contract with Marvel Comics pre the Disney purchase, and so they offered me. It was around the time I think the third Tobey Maguire movie had come out around that time, and they basically said that they do character appearances where you can go and sign autographs and take pictures with kids. And it's actually a very involved process where, like, they send you a video. They send you the suit. So they get your measurements. So they send you, like, a legitimate, like, spandex suit. And they send you a video, and you have to watch it, and it tells you, like, this is how you have to sign the Spider-Man signature.
The Saturday morning cartoon wouldn't do?
No. It would.
That'd be a video. Come on.
There was a whole training video.
What?
And,
to be Spider-Man?
To be Spider-Man. And it's a very, like, rigorous thing where they're like, these are the guidelines, these are the rules you have to set, because when you're out there, like, you represent Marvel Comics, you represent
Did you have to sign
brand.
an NDA and all that?
Not an NDA, but I had to basically sign a thing saying, like, this is how I'm going to present myself in public for these appearances. So, like, I did Walmart's, comic book shops, things
in
like
New
that.
Hampshire?
Yep.
Dang, man.
Yep. And basically, it was designed, the whole point of character appearances, at least back then, was to line up with, like, the toy releases and things like that. So when the DVD came out, they had a character appearance. When the toy line came out, there was character appearances, and we would, you know, sign the kids' action figures and take pictures with them and things like that.
Did you get to keep the costume? I'd like to borrow it.
No, gosh, no, no. So like, and that was the other thing.
I would look
the costume.
Really cool.
You had to take extra good care of it. And you had to basically make sure you tried as hard as possible to not rip it or anything like that, because they would take that out of your paycheck.
So that wouldn't work for me.
So And back then I could get away with it. Nowadays, if I tried to squeeze into that costume, I would just tear a hole right in the back.
It looked like underoos.
Pretty much. Yeah. Exactly. It'd be underoos. So, But yeah, so I did that for a little bit. It was a very short-lived little thing, but it was fun. It was neat.
Yeah.
To wear a mask and not have anybody recognize you and just get to mess around and have fun with kids.
Are you a comic book fan now?
I am. Yes.
You are.
Yes, I actually am.
Are
Yep.
you deeply involved in the MCU, DCU?
The films, yes.
Yeah?
Not. I feel like they've taken a little dip in
You
the
do,
last few
huh?
years.
Yeah?
Just because I feel like it's
You want to get in there? Okay, let's get in. I'm ready. I'm ready. Their shows have been terrible.
Yeah, I think some of the shows aren't too bad.
I like Loki.
Loki's good.
I love
Loki's
Loki.
very good. But yeah, it's more of like they're doing the whole quality, quantity over quality.
It's terrible.
And it's just for every like good project that comes out, there's like 2 or 3 really bad ones, and it's just.
The Marbles opens today, and I'm not looking forward to it. But because the trailer looks terrible, it looks like they filmed some of those scenes out in my backyard. Like they asked me to paint my garage black, and then they would go in there and film it at night.
If you
Are we going to be sued? Do you think?
I don't want to mess with the
There
mouse.
goes your Spiderman.
I don't want to mess with the mouse.
We'll be getting a little legal notice here shortly. But that's how I feel. Look, I'm with you. I've been trying to follow these guys for a long time, and the quality's just been going downhill. This isn't a secret.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had terrible problems.
Yeah. And I think that's just when you try to churn something out like an assembly line, rather than taking the care.
Yes.
in and it's the same thing with like characters, or when you produce a show or direct a show. If you don't put the care into the story, the characters, like what are you doing to make the audience love or hate or like feel something when they're watching something?
Yeah.
People look for an escape when they
Exactly.
view entertainment. It was actually my theater teacher who taught me that.
How to be Spiderman?
No.
Oh.
For performance.
Got you.
When you have, like, anyone can make money. Like, money can always be made. People will always spend X amount of money to go see a show or a movie or what have you. But one of the things they can't get back is their time. So what are you doing to make sure you're not wasting their time when you're up there?
Interesting. That's an interesting, I like that. Did I read on your website, Instagram page or something, you do vocal training? And are you
not vocal training? So I dabble in voiceover.
Okay.
That is actually a potential career path that I have been pursuing for some time now.
We're going to come back to that because I want to find out more about it. But so you do vocal.
So
voiceover,
I do
voiceover.
voices. One of the things I specialize in is accents. I do accents. I do different vocal tones, stylings. I'm not good with impressions. Oddly enough, I don't really do impressions.
So how did you come upon the? Did you take study for it? I mean, to be able to, I don't want to say teach, but I don't know what you.
I don't teach.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't teach.
Did you say coaching?
No,
what did
I
you
don't
say?
do coaching.
What did you say you do?
I record stuff on my socials, and I've been trying to apply to do essentially voiceover in either animation or.
Are you helping out the Christmas Carol up in?
I am helping with dialect.
Dialect.
For
Got
the
you.
Christmas Carol in Laconia. Yes, I'm helping them with their accents and things like that.
And where did you learn to do that?
Just through practice.
Oh.
I never went to school for it.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's either through YouTube or through training I found online, but nothing I went to a formal school for.
Dang.
I got to work with a lot of people over the years. One of my earliest professional theater experiences was working at the Palace for a couple of years.
Yeah. When was that?
2004, 2005.
Oh, okay. Oh, that is way back.
Yeah. So I worked in there and got to work with some amazing performers and just learned from them. They taught me all kinds of different things.
Good and bad. Tell me about voiceover work. How did you stumble upon it? Have you done any?
Not formally in a professional sense.
Okay.
Like I said, most of what I post is just on my socials, either for fun or just to practice and get more experience. But it's I've always been more fascinated about voicing and playing different characters. It's fun to do it on stage, but to be able to flex different voices behind a microphone and have them be animated on a screen.
Yeah.
And just I don't know if anonymity is the right word, but like to not be a public face, to just have the voice and play the characters.
Do you have yourself a little booth and all that stuff? Did you set stuff up?
So I have a little bit of soundproofing in my apartment.
Yeah?
I have a little bit of soundproofing. I have some decent studio quality mics that I use in a little box to keep,
Yes.
to keep things nice and contained.
Yes, I've heard of these.
Yep. So I have a little bit of a setup. I use my laptop. I use my phone. I have some really decent high-end Bluetooth.
So have you sent any stuff out? Have you actually audition material out there?
I have sent out reels to Backstage before.
You have?
Yep. Nothing has bitten yet. But,
Yeah. Now, have you done any books? Audio books or anything?
Not yet, but would love to.
That's supposed to be big business, man.
I've
big
heard that.
Business.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people. I mean, it takes a certain amount of monkness where you don't mind spending 8 hours by yourself with yourself. But I understand it. It can be very lucrative, but it's kind of a tough business to break into now, is it?
It
Have you heard that?
It can be. Now that the strike is coming to a little bit of a close, maybe some stuff will start to open up.
Ooh, yeah. Andrew, hang on. I hear the music. Here's your white jazz gloves. We're going to shake our jazz hands on our way out. Ooh, I think we might have some Velveeta this break. Yes! Spam and Velveeta. That's what we're having. Just won't get it on our gloves. This is NH Unscripted. I am your host, Ray Dudley. Yeah. You've heard of me once in a while. We're coming to you from the neverly over-ostentatious digs of the KXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. 101.9 FM for you happy blessed souls of Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is the URL. Andrew and I have more to chat about. Hey, so if you don't want to cry like I do, I'd keep away from Runaround Sue. But we're not there. We are in the studios of WKXL, streaming love, peace, joy, and Necco wafers. I might even have got a little cheese whiz on me during that last break. Who knows? You can find us at 1450 AM, 103.9 FM for those of you who have radios, if you remember what those used to be. 101.9 FM in Manchester and NHTalkRadio.com. Yeah, made my own little jingle there. I might have to patent that, Andrew. I think I'm feeling some royalties coming on from that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, baby, yeah. Andrew was telling me, because I asked him, about the voiceover gig. Are there characters who you know who was just great at it? Robin Williams.
Oh, absolutely.
What a gift.
He was a huge influence in terms of not only just the a character thing, but character comedic timing.
Yeah,
with those characters and being able to just kind of off the cuff.
I mean, I don't even know how to describe what he could do. It couldn't be emulated,
Imitated but never duplicated.
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
Situation. I mean, when you've got a studio that has to animate a character around you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're just going off in a sound booth and have to redo all the animation to go with whatever's happening in the booth. I mean, that is gold in and of itself.
Hang on, I'm choking on a neck away from CPR. Get out the paddles. Dang. Andrew. Okay, I'm back. They've revived me. Are you about to perform in Boston?
I am.
Oh, bing, 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 bing.
Yep. So
tell me that story.
Yep. So that's So
Phantom of the Opera.
Not Phantom of the
Opera. Dang it!
Never Phantom.
Dang it! Dang it!
I think you really like Phantom.
I know nothing about
it. Okay. So I will be in Boston along with some other wonderful performers January through February, January 27th through the end of February. With Evil Dead the Musical, the HD tour.
Damn.
At the BCS Plaza.
You get to wear a chainsaw hand?
I do not, no. So I'm not playing Ash. Ash will be played by the wonderful Brian McGee, who played Ash in previous tours, pre-pandemic. I think he was in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yep. Yeah. Oh, he's wonderful. He's
Really?
absolutely incredible. So he'll be playing our Ash, and I am playing. If you're familiar with at least Evil Dead 2, because the musical is based on the first, it is drawn heavily from the first 3 films in the franchise.
Yep.
Evil Dead 1, 2, and Army of Darkness. I'm playing Ed and the Faker Shemp, as well as a couple of other little vocal roles.
I see. How did that come about?
So that came about.
Did you have to audition for it?
I did not.
What? Because they've seen you play Phantom, and so they know you're gonna.
No. So I actually, the director and co-director, Maddie and Alicia Gregg. I worked with Maddie on Joseph with Actor Singers this past, not last year, but not this past year, but the year before. And he played our Pharaoh, and I was Reuben, and had a great time. Got to know him. He's a wonderful guy. And he basically has a long history with this show.
Really?
He played Ash himself once. Or a few times, actually. But yeah, he was once an Ash and was on tour. And this show is kind of like his baby, and he's a super Evil Dead fan.
Oh.
And he basically, I had reached out when they were doing the show in Nashua, because I unfortunately was not able to audition for it. But I did reach out when I found out they were going to Boston. I was like, if you need crew or anybody, I just wanted to help in some way.
You did.
And just because I loved the idea of it, I went to see the show, and I loved it. I was like, if you need any help, just let me know. I'd be happy to come help you guys out with whatever. And they needed a part filled. And so I met with them and got into the role, and just because of...
That's it? That's how you got it?
Yep.
Son of a gun. So have you guys had any rehearsals yet?
Just a live read, and I'm working with them on the dances. I'm working with a few people on the dances and stuff, because I'm really one of only 2 people that need to be caught up to speed.
Oh.
Because the rest of the cast has already performed together. They all know what they're doing. So I'm kind of the newbie coming in and needing to learn everything. So there's a couple of dance numbers I need to learn. There's some just some standard blocking and just some of the music.
So what kind of a schedule would you guys be on?
So it's kind of a wonky schedule. Our schedule starts mid-January, and I think we actually rehearse in the space. So we'll be going to Boston every day prior to tech, leading up into the actual show premiere to run in the space and learn that spacing and get it blocked down.
So are there that many people who are cult followers? I mean,
oh my gosh, yes. So I mean, that's the thing about a show like this is that it draws heavily on the cult following. It's a cult classic film.
Yeah.
It's got a huge fan base, and so they expect to see certain things. So we have to make sure that the characters are played a certain way, that we make sure that we hit the comedic notes, and we kind of because the show is really a love letter to the films.
Yeah.
Even though it covers story-wise the first 3 films, there's a lot of Easter eggs that cover, the 2013 remake and Evil Dead Rise and Ash versus the Evil Dead TV show. So there's little references peppered throughout the musical that eagle-eyed fans would pick up on.
So who wrote it? Who decided to make it a Broadway show? Caught him off guard. Hello, Google. While you're doing that, excuse me, you said the title actually had HD in it.
Yeah, so there's actually there's Evil Dead the Musical, and there's Evil Dead the Musical the HD tour. So Evil Dead the Musical, they're both the same show. They have the same music.
All right.
But the HD tour, what we do is a little different. We don't have a formal set. So what we use is an LED screen that basically digitally has the cabin and everything on it.
Yeah.
So our actors will move on stage based on how the screen is rotating to emulate the cabin.
That must be cool.
Yeah, and we have a splatter zone for people who like to get splashed with fake blood.
What? A Gallagher concert?
Kind of, yeah. It's like a Gallagher rock concert.
Except it's blood,
but
instead of watermelon.
With dead people. Yeah, it's great.
Are there bits of pieces of brains that land on you and on your raincoat or whatever if you're in the front row?
So ponchos and things like that, yeah.
Yes, Yes.
You might have some ponchos. You might not. I guess you'll just have to get some tickets and find out.
Where is it going to be? What theater?
So it's in Boston.
Yep.
It's going to be at the BCS Plaza, the Plaza Theater. It's like a pseudo black box.
Okay.
It's only a little over 100 seats.
Okay.
But again, it's very intimate because it's not a huge cast show. It's not a big.
Really, it sounds like it would be.
It's not. It's really. It's only a handful of us, and we're doing all our own costume changes, everything. I mean, and it's a fairly light. It's a light cast. It's a small ensemble cast, and it's great.
What kind of a performance schedule? How months? I mean, how?
So it's, I think, so basically, like I said, we run January 27th through February, and I think it's Thursday through Sunday.
Ugh, matinees.
With Sunday, I think, being the matinee.
Matinees.
I know, nobody likes matinees.
I hate matinees.
But yeah, surprisingly, I've noticed a trend, like in the last year or so, matinees have been selling pretty well for certain shows.
It's all us old people.
Not really. Like, surprisingly, yeah. It's kind of it's a little eclectic mix, and I'm a little surprised. But yeah.
I just hate them for a couple of reasons. One, I can't recover enough from the night before. I mean, if you've really put everything you have into the night before, there's just not enough turnaround time for me. It's radio. You can say something. I just don't have enough. Seriously, if let's say you're in some crazy musical and you're putting it all out there, and you need some kind of turnaround time, don't you? To do a matinee, you got to get up at 9 in the morning to get ready to be in the.
I mean, this is kind of the life we choose. So.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I hate matinees. I hate them with a.
I mean, you've done a one-man show, like you.
I did. Yes, I did. But I still hate matinees. They just because you need time to get back in psyched. You get psyched up for the role. Mother of God, where did that come? Yes, that's the music. We gotta pay some bills, and I think I smell the Velveeta burning on the stove upstairs. It's NH Unscripted. I'm your host, Ray Dudley. I gotta go put out a fire. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM, Concord, 101.9 FM in Manchester, NHTalkRadio.com. I'm coming! Waltzy Matilda with me. Welcome back. Hang on, I'm putting down my can of tab here. It tastes like freaking medicine. Good God Almighty. You have found NH Unscripted. I am your Neil Diamond lookalike host, Ray Dudley. We are coming to you from the top of the Himalayas over here in Concord. The studios of WKXL, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. And for you gracious, happy, lucky souls in Manchester, 101.9 FM. And for all of you who don't even know what an FM or an AM is, get out of here. Go over to NHTalkRadio.com. Punch those little things into the computer. See what comes up. Andrew Gibson is in the studio with me today. We're talking anything we want to talk about, basically.
That's dangerous.
Yes, it is. What do you got coming up?
So right now, besides the aforementioned Evil Dead in January,
which is in Boston.
Which is in Boston.
Yeah, we get the big dogs in here.
The only other thing I have coming up right now is Christmas Carol in Laconia.
What?
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's going pretty well.
You and the 90 other people?
I think it's 75.
Okay. Woo! Boy, somebody's doing air traffic control on that stage.
Not me. I'm not doing air traffic. No, gosh, no. So
what are you playing there?
I am playing Marley for the second year.
You dog. Yes, you are. Of course you are.
So I sort of stepped into your shoes
You
last
get to wear
year.
your Spiderman suit?
I don't.
What?
No, I had to send the suit back.
Dang it!
Yeah, that is now property of Marvel Comics,
Dang it!
which is also property of
Yeah.
the mouse.
Yes. Yes, they're having their own issues this year. So, what? So you're going to be doing Christmas Carol, then you've got
Evil Dead.
Yep. Then what? You planning
anything,
that far out?
Not anything massively lined up yet, but I'm sure something will turn up.
Is anything on your radar? Is there stuff popping up?
There is some stuff on radar, but can't discuss.
Oh, for God's sakes! It's just you and me. You can tell me these. You can whisper sweet little nothings into my ears. So, are there roles that you've been very, very proud to take on?
Oh, for sure.
Like Phantom,
Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Same show.
So roll so nice. I did them twice.
Yeah. Did you like Jekyll?
I did.
Why?
It was a role that when I was younger. I mean, and we're talking
Last year.
No.
Well, you were younger last year.
Technically, yes. But no, I mean when I was like 18, 19. It was a role that I never thought in a million years I'd ever play. Because back then, vocal range was just not where it needed to be.
Yeah.
Couldn't pull off a part like that if my life depended on it. After years of practice and working with the right people, when I took a stab at it the first time, I thought there's no way.
Yeah.
And especially when I saw some of the other guys in that audition room, like there was just some. I was like, I did the best I could.
A little intimidating.
And like guys with vocal range is far superior because everybody judges it based on the Jekyll role because he's got the biggest song in the show.
Yeah.
But what the trick was is when I found out that I got cast, I had asked them because I thought I just couldn't believe. I was like, why? I had to ask.
Yeah.
Why? Like, as
I would have asked why you too.
Yeah. Why? Why me? And because
we all asked that
it wasn't
it
wasn't just about the Jekyll. You needed to hide as well. And they had plenty of Jekylls, but no one that could do both. And
that's
interesting.
That was the
kicker. That was what the seller was someone who could do both.
Oh my
convincingly.
God.
And so not only did obviously that gave me a warm and fuzzy, having more confidence to like, okay, so I can actually do this. The role's exhausting.
Is it? Yeah.
It's extremely exhausting, but very satisfying, especially with an audience that not only is familiar with the work, but just loves the music, loves the show. It was just a lot of fun, and fun enough that I wanted to take it on a second time. So both the run with the Majestic in 2019 and the run with Pittsfield in 2022, both sets of audiences were great. And
so
both casts.
Let's talk about the actor's perspective here for a second.
Sure.
When you did it the first time and you were done, did you think there was more you could have done, and so you wanted to do it again, and you adapted some of those things into the new one, and do you think it worked? The second was better than the first?
I think that there were pros and cons for both, but I do think overall the second was better than the first because I did get to play with some things I didn't get to try the first time.
Vocally or just physically?
Both.
Yeah,
a little of both. I would say
you got to do the David Hasselhoff hair throw thing.
I honestly I avoided it as much as humanly possible. Most people I know share my opinion. I despise the Hasselhoff version. Not to say that there weren't amazing performers in the Hasselhoff version.
I feel the lawyers writing up the papers now.
Germany loves him. God bless him. I mean,
they can have him.
Yeah, they can have him. But it was more, especially with some of the fight choreo and things like that. I think our fight choreo the second time around was infinitely better.
Really?
Oh yeah, we got to try new things. I mean, for those unfamiliar with the show, Hyde kills a lot of people. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I mean, especially at the top of the second act. I mean, he blitzes right through the Board of Governors, and there's a whole song about it. Yeah. Literally called Murder, Murder. Not my favorite song in the show. I think it just runs a little too long. I mean, it's a quarter of Act 2.
Really?
It's a bit too much. Yeah.
Wow.
The song is just, it goes on forever.
Wow.
Unnecessarily. But there's a lot of deaths just blocked and choreographed within that song. And so, we've got people being thrown in front of trains. We got people who are getting stabbed. We have people who are getting their necks snapped and choked. And the first time around, we just had either stabs or neck strangles. Like that was it. That was the limitations of what we had for fight. So it just kind of got repetitive and old. So at least we had some flavor sprinkled on.
So how did you accomplish a lot of those? Are the effects difficult to do?
No, I mean,
seems like it would be.
I mean, a lot of it's just with lighting. It's lighting, it's sound effects, it's body placement, just making sure people land in the right spot. I think for Pittsfield, what we did was for the train bit, when we had someone get run over by the train, they rolled down the stairs, and then when they hit the bottom platform, we just shined a light on them from off stage that looked like a train light, and we killed all the other lights with a train sound effect, and then they just quickly got off stage in the blackout.
Gotcha. So, having done it twice, now are you still finding things that you would put back in, or that you would want to try if you got a chance?
I am. I do that with everything.
Yeah.
There was only a handful of roles that I would ever want to play twice or even three times. The only way I would maybe play Jekyll and Hyde, or try to play Jekyll and Hyde again, is with the right director or right team. It would take the right people for me to want to do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course. I mean, everything I do, I look at it and go, what could I do differently next time around?
For people who don't know, he says that like everyone does it, but not everyone does that.
No.
I just had Michael Cobb in here, and we were talking about this very thing. There are a lot of actors who just don't care to get better. They don't care to, they'll just do it over and over and never, ever try to think about how it could be done differently, or how to make it more layered.
That's the thing, is like this is like something I want to do for the rest of my life. The fact that I would take on even like professional gigs and do that, like I don't just want to stay in the realms of New Hampshire community theater. As much as I love this New Hampshire, and I do, I love this community, I love the people in it. But you can only grow so far, and then you want to keep going,
right?
And you can only go so far with just community theater.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. Some people are totally comfortable with just doing that, and that's great. God bless you. That's great. But I want to go beyond it, and so I'm always looking for ways to improve. Always looking.
I would think your connection in Boston is going to be just fabulous. The people you're meeting, the chance to rub shoulders and make connections, networking down there. Yeah,
one can hope. Yeah,
yeah.
No. And like I said, the entire cast is fantastic. Like every one of them is great. I have close friends in there. I have people in that cast that I haven't seen since I was like 18. I don't know if you know Stuart Harmon.
I don't.
Local professional actor for the Palace Theater. He's worked with them for a long time. He plays our Jake in Evil Dead, and he's phenomenal. The whole cast is really, 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 really good.
So are you you have an orchestra, or are you doing tracks?
Everything is done on tracks.
Man, I hate tracks too.
Everybody hates
matinees
tracks.
And I hate tracks.
I know. It's the double hitter.
No, it's an old man. Dang it, I hear the music. All right. I have to put a plug in this one. You have been listening to NH Unscripted. I am your host, Ray Dudley. Glad to be out of bed so I can have Jell-O and applesauce. And I think I probably cleaned out the cheese whiz up there. Anyway, we're coming to you from the studios of WKXL, 1450 AM, 103.9 FM in Concord, 101.9 FM for the Angels in Manchester. And hey, go out to nhtalkradio.com. All the gold's out there, too. You can find all of the archives as well as the other shows here at the studio out there. Now you can go out. Get the cheese whiz. Get the Jell-O. Get the Spam. Bye.